good morning from Kuching, Borneo. 2 days ago I left Bukit Lawang to go to the airport late afternoon. I spent one night at the airport and then yesterday I flew to Kuala Lumpur, which was extremely rainy, meaning that the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Kuching was extremely bumpy and very much turbulence. Yesterday all I did after arriving is just get a SIM card, and plan for the rest of my time here. However, number one reason why I'm here is because of Bako National Park. It's a national park nearby with about 16 to 18 trails, I think. I don't know if they're all open, but at least most of them are. And you can see lots of wildlife and the views are absolutely stunning apparently. So my plan was to do one night at the national park. Unfortunately, it is high season right now, meaning that everything is booked out. I thought, I can book something the night before, but apparently not. I think it's sold out for at least the next 2 weeks. So unfortunately, I cannot do that anymore. However, I am taking the first bus today, exploring the park, hoping that I can find people to share the boat cost with, because otherwise it's getting expensive. And then if I feel like I haven't seen enough, I might just go again as a day trip tomorrow, just so I've done 2 days. Now you can do more than just 2 days in the park. Now for me, one night would have been ideal, but you can definitely do more than just one night. It's up to you. I just can't find any accommodation anymore, so I'm gonna do one day trip, and then if I want to do another day trip tomorrow, I have the option. Let's go find bus number 1, which apparently leaves from the wet markets to the jetty terminal, and then you take a boat into the national park. So I've made it. It's not just bus 1 that goes there. I think nowadays a lot more buses go there. I will say you get dropped off about a 2-minute walk from the jetty. So it's just a short walk, it's fine. I'm about half an hour early. The jetty terminal doesn't even open for the next 30-ish minutes, but I'm hoping that will give me time to scout out some other people, because how it works is one boat is 200 despite how many people are on it, and I think it's a maximum of 5, so I'm hoping to find at least 3 other people to share it with. Hopefully 4, so we can be a group of 5 and it can be less expensive. But yeah, if you're here on your own, you're definitely gonna have to socialize or ask around and see if you can join anybody else's group. We have made it to the national park. It is absolutely quiet here. I managed to find a family of 4 that I could join, so we were the maximum amount of people on the boat, which was absolutely perfect. We were the very first boat out. Obviously there's people staying here in the park, so they're gonna be earlier, and I'm just keeping my eyes out for wildlife. There's basically 3 options, number 1, 2 and 4 I think, for if you want to spot wildlife, and then 5, 6 and 9 I believe are for the viewpoints. And you've also got the Lintang trail, which is like the loop around. Now I think I'm gonna start off with 2 viewpoints. I hear something. Maybe I don't hear something. So there's a loop that you can do. I'm gonna do the first 2. I seriously hear something. You can hire a guide, but I decided not to, so I don't want to know how many animals I'm gonna miss by not spotting them, but we're gonna try to see some at least, and hopefully we can see at least one thing. I saw a macaque monkey, which I've seen many times before, so I'm hoping for something else. I would really love to see a proboscis monkey if we get lucky. Sweating so much, but I saw a squirrel, which was pretty cool, and still no monkeys, but at least I saw something. Excuse me? Slightly terrified. What do you do when you see a croc? Run? Is that the thing to do? Play dead? I think that's bears. Just gonna assume there are none here. I hope. Oh god. Quick look at the end. Why do I hear something? Do you see the amount of sweat on my face? So I just looked up how far I am, and according to Strava, this blue line you see going all around there is the full loop. I didn't start it until there, but I've done this part. That took me 45 minutes. So I think if that takes me 45 minutes, I don't know, it's gonna take me a very long time. And usually I'd be like, let's continue, even though I'm sweating like crazy. But I actually think I might head back, which sucks. But I think that's the best thing for my knee right now, because going all the way up and then going all the way down and up and down is not really beneficial. So I think I might just hike the same trail back. I think. I'm gonna take one more look on Google Maps. Yep, we're going back. It is too much for my knee, and I think I might just, once you get back to headquarters, go the other way. Not do a full trail, but maybe just part of it, and maybe explore around the headquarters, because apparently you can see many wildlife animals there. But for now I would say about an hour and a half back. Alright, one more stop and then I'm going back to HQ to just chill for a bit, and after that I've got one more spot that I want to go to, and that'll be it. I think you can do a lot more trails here, but you definitely need more days and a lot more time, and to be fair, a lot more water. They're doing maintenance on the track, so I guess we go back to HQ and just find something to eat. So I'm back at HQ. I didn't really see anything. I saw a squirrel, a spider, some pigs. I asked people with the guide whether or not they'd seen something, and they said that at the viewpoint that I was at, the mangrove, they actually saw some proboscis monkeys, but they were extremely far up in the distance, like even with binoculars it was hard to see. And they saw some birds. So I feel like it's pretty hard to spot wildlife here, or maybe it's just today. But I've made it back. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do next, but first things first, I needed a drink. I've never seen this before. It is Fanta, but it's lychee flavored, or lychee, whatever you want to call it. I love a lychee drink in Singapore, so let's see how this one stacks up. I know this is different, but still. Oh, it smells very nice. Very sweet, kind of skittly, like Skittles, the purple one. Very much like Skittles. I like it. Alright, recharged. I am now on my way to the very last stop, and it should take me about 1 hour one way, so 2 hours return. Got about 3 hours left before the boat leaves again, so that should give me enough time to get back. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I see a proboscis monkey. I'm gonna try to get it on camera. I don't know if they're aggressive or not, but it was super cool. I definitely got a picture, so I'll put that up. Yeah, I see it. I am so happy I saw that. I thought it was a macaque, like those Thailand Bali monkeys, and I thought, you know, if anything else I'll see one of them. And then it turned to the side and it saw its nose, and I thought, This is a proboscis monkey. At least I saw one. I don't want to stay this trip, otherwise it would have been a waste because the scenery is gorgeous, like look around. But I was gonna be kind of devastated if I didn't see any, so very happy. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm extra excited because I'm the one who spotted it, no guide. Kind of proud. To the viewpoint, but I did not make it all the way up there, and the whole reason for that is the macaque monkey. There were lots of macaque monkeys on the trail, and they're fine, I'd say, as long as you don't look them in the eyes and you don't bother them, you don't have food or your water bottle out or anything. But they were attacking two little kids because the kids are very small, and apparently, according to the guide, they're like an easy target. So the guy turned back with the two kids, and there was another few in their tour group who were left behind, and they were debating whether or not to continue, and I thought I'll just join them because there's strength in numbers. But the biggest, like most aggressive macaque was an alpha male. He was just sitting there, so I passed it, and then there were even more next. So I thought, you know, I'm not gonna risk it, I'm gonna go and turn back. That does mean that I only made it to 1 out of 3 viewpoints, which is kind of sad. But I think I'm gonna walk a little bit further back. I'm actually quite close to the jetty that's gonna bring us back. But because I still have quite a bit of time, I think I'm gonna go past it and go to the beach. Maybe take a walk along there, hopefully see another proboscis monkey. And if not, just enjoy the view. I also just saw a flying lemur. In all fairness, I only saw it because there was another group already looking at it. But still very, very cool. Lemurs apparently are very active during the night. I feel like they're kind of like tarsiers that I saw in the Philippines. But this one was moving just for a little bit and then it wasn't anymore. But still I saw it, which was absolutely really cool. Now walking along the beach, there are macaques everywhere. I'm hoping that if I stay near the water they won't come to me. But I don't know how aggressive they are compared to Thailand and Bali, like the horror videos that you see. Sadly, you're not allowed to swim here, otherwise that would have been absolutely gorgeous. And another thing is, don't be like me, don't be a stupid ignorant tourist. I just checked and apparently you're not allowed to fly a drone here. Now, I flew my drone very quickly at one of the viewpoints, or the only viewpoint that I actually went to. And if I'd known that it wasn't allowed, I would have obviously not put it up. But there are so many signs at the entrance saying don't swim, don't do this, don't do that, don't get off the path, don't make your own path, don't disturb the animals, don't get too close, all of that. Nowhere does it say no drone. I should have checked. Obviously this is on me. A little bit of advice to the national park, just put up a sign. That way everybody knows and there's no confusion. Why is nobody else on the beach? It is so ridiculously hot and humid. I sat at the headquarters for a little while. I've got about an hour before the boat leaves, but I'm gonna slowly walk over there and take a rest because I gotta admit I'm a little bit nauseous. I think it's gonna heat, but we'll get over it. Right, we made it off the boat. I will say I have no idea where the bus leaves from, so I'm just gonna walk back to where the bus dropped me off and hope for the best. I'm really hoping that around this time there will be other people who are also planning on going back and I can just kind of follow them, or we can figure it out together. That'd be perfect. Good afternoon. It is currently just before 3:30. I'm gonna be picked up in about 10 minutes. The last few days I haven't really done anything. Yesterday I just had a chill day. Everything inside me was telling me to take it easy, so I just did nothing. And then this morning I also took it easy, went for a little walk around the city, and then this afternoon I am going on a tour actually of the wetlands. Now I really wanted to do a tour of the wetlands, but I couldn't really find any except for really expensive ones online. They were almost like a private tour, which is not really the price that I'm going for. And then this morning when I was walking around I saw somebody with a sign, so I just texted them and I asked them, and it is about just under 200 local, I think. Not the cheapest, but a lot cheaper than what I found online. Had I known this yesterday, I would have booked the morning cruise, because I feel like you get a lot more because it doesn't get dark and you have a lot more chances to see the wildlife. Fortunately, I didn't know it, so we are leaving at around 3:30 and we are getting picked up. I think there's a few other people on the cruise, I'm not entirely sure. We are going to cruise along the wetlands. My cameras don't really function very well in low light, so I'm not entirely sure how much I can show. I'm really hoping to see maybe a monkey, some pretty birds. Apparently you can see dolphins, but I feel like you could see them mostly during the morning, so we'll see if we can actually spot something. But I'm gonna be picked up in about 5 to 10 minutes, so I'm gonna get ready downstairs and make sure I'm ready for when they come. I was just waiting for the guy to show up to take me, and there was a guy waiting out front with the van, and I didn't really think about it, didn't really look at the van, and then he turned around after like we both waited for 10 minutes and he said, "Suzanne?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Turns out we were both here already. Just made it back from the tour and I have a lot to say about it. At first I wasn't too sure about it because we left very late, later than they usually do, and then we searched for dolphins for like 20 minutes and we didn't find any, so I was like, you know, let's just continue on to the monkeys. But they were like, no, we're gonna continue searching, and I was like, it's wasted time. It was not wasted time. We actually saw the dolphins, which was incredible. I've only seen wild dolphins once, and it was a different kind of species on the ferry between Bako and Kuching in the Philippines. So this was absolutely amazing. We saw quite a few. We even saw like parents with a baby, which was amazing. Just a wonderful experience. Very happy we stayed and we did not continue on to the monkeys. Then we did go to the monkeys. Now the monkeys in Bako National Park are wild. They're not being fed or anything, but they are a little bit more used to humans. So these ones, as soon as we got close, they just ran off, understandably. So we had to be very quiet, but we ended up we saw them, but from a great distance. And then we also saw some fireflies, but my cameras cannot pick that up. And we saw the eyes of a crocodile, which was really, really cool. Again, pitch black outside, so I couldn't really film or take a video. Now the thing about this is that you are on a rocking boat, especially with the dolphins. You have no idea when they pop up and where they pop up, so the footage might be a little bit minimal, but I got some. We also watched the sunset and get dinner. So all in all, I would say it was a great success. I'll put the name of whichever company I went with on the screen. Can highly recommend, because they've been doing this for, I think they said 20 years. And there was another tour group on the wetlands on the water, and they said that that tour has only been running for 3 years, and I feel like you could kind of tell because our guides were super knowledgeable. They could immediately spot wildlife and see all the animals, whereas the other ones just kind of went around in circles, and then whenever we stopped to look at any, they would come and join us. So I would highly recommend this company and this tour because we saw some amazing things. I did not think we would see all the 4 things that they advertise, and I did not think that we would see the dolphins, but it was very, very cool. I am, however, going to bed because my alarm goes off at 3 AM. As I will be heading out to the east of Borneo, I actually have some really exciting things planned, and yeah, I guess I will see you then.